What's going on, Aries? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a phenomenal week so far. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the best, Aries, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So Aries, it's your general energy weekly spread. See, I'm feeling a little bit better, Aries. We're getting closer to that melody. Nature, my problem. But Aries, whenever you happen to come across this weekly video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Aries. So Aries, I'm going to be pulling a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we'll get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And then in case of you all were curious, I've included links for, in case you all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. And also in the description box, I have a list of, or some links for some other readers that I like watching as well. And that list is gonna grow there, Aries. But yeah, all that housekeeping's in the description box. So let's get to your first card here, Emperor, because you're building a fortress, Aries, because you got the first card of Aquarius here, which is the Fortress card. I love it. And this is a card of fortitude, staying power, stubborn, sealed off, aloof, prepared, backbone, endure, lasting, ready for anything, determined, unbreakable, true grit, and what it takes. You know, Aries, I do feel like we are getting in a time where, especially with Jupiter having just moved into Taurus not too long ago, and really with Pluto getting ready to move into Capricorn, you know, we are getting into this place where we're thinking about that foundation, you know, and getting ready for the energies to come, because we're getting ready to go into some big shifts here over these next, I mean, honestly, probably a couple years for sure. Let's settle in for just the next couple of years, at least up to 2025, when things really get heating up here, especially for you. I feel like with Neptune getting ready to enter into Aries, but this is a time to be thinking about, are we feeling secure with where we're at right now? And if not, how can we build something feel more fortified in where we're at on our journey? And then how can we build some things that will endure, you know, lasting stuff? Because that's where the energies are at, you know, where it's not that you can't get things done fast, but we really are, I feel like, with where the energies are at right now, definitely kind of thinking more long game, you know, just to get prepped for where this, you know, where the energies are getting ready to shift here. And this is going to be something that's going to require some, you know, some endurance, some perseverance, some backbone. You might feel a little frustrated at times, Aries. So I will say, be mindful of that, you know, where, you know, we definitely, there may be moments where you want to just get things moving along, just like let's go, but you know, that's just where the energies are at. It's just like, try not to force these things, you know, just let this stuff as it makes sense, you know, things will start falling in line. Know you're exactly where you need to be on this journey here. And I feel like with this too, you know, where yes, you know, there are all these energy shifts and things, you know, there's all this stuff going down as far just a lot of changes going down. Sometimes I feel like that can maybe even get us in a place where we may like over prepare, maybe overthink these things, you know. So just, I feel like we're in a time where it's just like, you know, really just taking a moment, you know, pausing for a second, meditating on these things, thinking about really feeling, is this where I want to pour my energy into right now? And then what does that look like? You know, really weighing the pros and cons and things like that, Aries. But because you got what it takes, and that's something too. If you're worried about or if you're wondering, it's just like, man, am I going to be able to weather this storm? You know, like, you know, when we get in those places of doubt, absolutely you have what it takes, but it's going to be one of those things we got to be mindful of where our head's at, especially you Aries. You know, your sign rules the head. You know, you're the initiator of the zodiac, and I get where, yes, it can feel a little nerve-wracking with just like, you know, and with like all the possibly like, you know, chaos and things that people might be putting out into the ether. But the nice thing about this stuff, we're sure there is a lot of changings, but that gives you a chance to build on top of this stuff. Where do you want to grow? What kind of empire are you trying to build on top of all this newness here? Because that's exactly what's happening. Sure, a lot of things are maybe seem like collapsing and stuff, but that to me, smell that? That smells like opportunities. And you being associated with the Emperor in this deck, the Emperor doesn't, you know, he uses fear as fuel, Aries. So let's get some tarot on this. All right, let's see what we got here, Aries. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you got the Three of Swords here, and then we have the Princess of Wands here. And with this Three of Swords, did I say Three of Wands? Totally meant Three of Swords if I said that. But with the Three of Swords, this can be a card of, you know, melancholy, depression, you know, really kind of feeling like that things are not going our way. You know, maybe we're feeling like we're a little behind maybe compared to everyone else, or just like it's just like, where do we invest first, you know, because that can get us in a place where that all this changes, that can be overwhelming and can get in our head and stuff. But it's not meant to get you in this place of depression or anything along those lines, Aries. What these energies are really trying to do is get you shaping up, you know, because it's just like, hey, you know, where, yeah, all this stuff is going down right now. You know, change can be tough, but this is Saturn and Libra here. It's just like, okay, if the tail or the scales have been tipped this way, how do we get creative and build on top of this stuff? You know, what new things can we bring? What sunlight, you know, and fresh life can we bring to all of this, again, to the stuff that's collapsing here? Because Aries, I tell you all the time, you're bringing in the spring, you know, bringing in that fire, that drive, and that's really what we could use right now, you know, and not to put all the pressure on you, Aries, but we could use energies that are inspirational and that are, sure, because it's not saying that we're ignoring the fact that this stuff is happening. It's just like, do we want to focus on all these things that may be, you know, just kind of upsetting and stuff like that? Or do we want to use this as a motivator, you know? And I get where, I'm not saying that too, Aries, you know, where I do understand what's going down, process this stuff, you know, don't try to force this thing or try to, force yourself to make a move when you're not ready yet, but just when the energies are feeling right, when you're feeling like it's that time, definitely go with gusto, go with vigor, because we are really, you can manifest whatever you want. You know, we are in a time of just boundless opportunities, but it's just where's our focus at? Because if we're focusing on the sorrow, then we are going to miss out on the opportunities, you know, and not see that stuff, because it's going to be fantastic, Aries. So just something to think about. Keep that. This Princess of Wands, she's my girl, especially in tough times. She's my card of tenacity, audacity, just all those city words. She's bringing the energy. So just something to think about there, Aries. Okay, I'm with it. I like that. Simple start. I like that. Let's get some. Well, not that simple. Building a fortress here, but you know what I mean. Let's get another oracle on this mix here. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant, because here you are, Aries, coming in strong. That's what I'm talking about. You got the first card of Aries here, which is the Diamond card. Look at you. Take that in. If you were feeling, oh, I just got chills just even, oh, come on, Aries. Because this is a card, I love this card. This is a card of creative force, faithfulness, value, perfection, brilliance, commitment, light, purity, esteem, unconquerable force. You heard that? Unconquerable force. Multi-dimensional, multifaceted, and invincible spiritual power. And come on, Aries, that's you all day. And that's what this energy is trying to build you to. Yeah, you're going to feel some pressure, with what's going down here. Three of Swords, absolutely. With all these changes, don't doubt that for a second. It's going to be, we're going to all changes. I was just talking with a Sagittarius not too long ago, and man, yeah, things are really going to start heating up over these next couple of years, at least for sure. And then really it's going to be off to the races. But all that pressure and things is just trying to make you into a diamond, really get that creative force coming out there and remind you that you are invincible spiritual power. Absolutely. And then this too gives you a time to ask yourself, what brilliance do you want to bring to the world? What light do you have? What skills do you want to display? And then let's figure out how we can get that stuff a cooking, Aries. Let's start getting the game plan thing. Get ready for everything, for anything. You know, if we can embrace, I feel when we embrace like the uncertainty and journeying into the unknown, that's where that raises your self-esteem. It really does get you into this place of just like stronger self-confidence. And, you know, be mindful of, I will say, of perfection, you know, and trying to be a perfectionist and things and trying to anticipate all the stuff, because it's going to be, life is going to throw you some curveballs, Aries. I mean, I'm in the middle of, where with Pluto, because Pluto's going to work with a lot of people I know's charts, and I just had I'm just got the first taste of like my Pluto was transiting my forming a trine with my moon placement, and that was an interesting little occurrence. But something brilliant came out of it, and that's really, Aries, something brilliant is going to come out of this. And really, Aries, like I was saying, this is the kind of energy that will inspire others, because it doesn't matter how big or small. Even if one person sees what you're doing, that you're just showing up and showing out every day, you know, like where even in the face and stuff, it's like, yeah, this is tough, but how are we going to tackle this today? That's going to get everybody else in that type of attitude, because you really do have a way, Aries, of just getting people motivated in a way. Like there's this drive that just every time I think about it, it gives me chills, and I love it. And I feel that everyone is going to love it as well. And you're going to, because what a better way, really, Aries, than to lead by example, and it doesn't even have to, again, it doesn't have to be much. It's just doing you and doing it well. I'm with it, Aries. Let's get some tarot on this. Hey, Empress, what's good? That's what's up. Because that's what we're doing, Aries. We're building, oh, come on, this story's about to tell itself here. We're building wealth, abundance. Hold on, let me... Tell them, girl. Two of my favorite ladies here. All right, nice. Okay, so you got the Empress, the 10 of Disc, the 6 of Cups, and then the 2 of Cups. And here's the thing, Aries. With the 6 of Cups, this can be a card of the past, and we're moving past that. You know, we really are entering a new era. How abundance looks is going to be totally different. I feel like, especially over these next, over these next few years, let's say even just like next 5 years, I feel like it's gonna be some things are really gonna start cranking up here. So this is a great opportunity again to ask yourself, what does that look like? Connect with your higher self. What do you love doing? What stuff do you want to express in the world? What fun and pleasurable things do you want to build here? And also with the 6 of Cups, this can be a card of sharing. You know what? Sharing these gifts that you have, whether maybe we're creating art, you know, maybe we're starting up your own company, maybe we're collaborating, whatever that's looking like. But we are in a time of really just like, really all of us really kind of coming into our Empress energy and building a place of foundation, building your security here, finding balance. The Empress, Venus, rules over Libra and Taurus. So it's like we are really in a time of just incredible creativity and I mean, even thinking about this, I mean, really, the 2 of Cups, this is Venus in Cancer. And so really, take those inner feelings, and Venus just left out of Cancer not too long ago. Now she's in Leo now. So now really we can really start getting stuff cooking up here, Aries. And that's going to be, now that I'm even thinking about that, that's forming, depending on where your Aries placements are going down, Venus is going to be forming a sextile with your sign, and with that being in Leo, you're creating Mars. Your ruler, Mars, is in Leo as well. Aries, and you know this is a judgment-free zone. I would never tell you what to do, but man, I really would love to see what you got cooking up there, because I bet, like, man, You give me chills, Aries. So and that's what I'm saying. This potential that you can bring here is Empress level, but it's got to be something that we believe in, that we know that, because and really, Aries, try not to get into this place where it feels overwhelming, because where I know where I can, because this is just my energy. I got so much Leo, it's a lot, but it's just, one, is meant to just get you geeked up, but two, it doesn't matter how big or how small this impact is going to be, just as long as we're bringing some sort of abundance. And it's going to build into that legacy in the long term. And I mean, not just for you, but just for everyone. It's brilliant. All right, look at that. We get more abundance. Hold on, Aries. Let's see what else we got. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, let's be mindful, Aries. Hold on. Because you got the Eight of Swords, you have the Devil. Okay, but dope, because we got the Ace of Cups. I like that. But here's the thing. In order to get to that Ace of Cups, we got to see what's getting in our way here. Whether maybe this is like either some toxic relationships, or maybe this is a vice that we have. The Devil covers a lot of territory, when it comes to vices, this could be drugs, sex, alcohol, even Six of Cups. We're starting to get into some tricky realms here, because after the Six of Cups in this deck is the Seven of Cups, and that's we're getting to the debauchery type of realms, but this is something to think about. This is Jupiter in Gemini here, the Eight of Swords. And if we're noticing something that's affecting our abundance, that's getting in the way of this Ten of Discs, Empress energy, fulfillment, happiness, joy, creative force here, the Devil's not meant to keep you down. The Devil's meant to show you where we can improve and where we can strengthen and get something to get eyes on, and then work on that stuff. And when you start releasing, some of these more negative things that are bringing your vibrations down, and start feeling it with more Ace of Cups and more Empress energy, more Two of Cups, stuff like that, that is going to help shape this world and make this fortress just freaking beautiful here, Aries. But just be mindful of where our head's at, what we're telling ourselves, and what we're even the information that we're consuming, Aries, whether that be from other people, whether this be through, pick a medium, YouTube, radio, podcast, whatever. I was going to say movies, but even movies, why not? But yeah, just be aware of how those types of energies may be affecting you. If you're noticing that it's sapping away from this creative force, then we either need to put up some boundaries, or we need to keep it moving. So, all right. Oh, all right. Okay. Oh. Okay, hold on, Aries. I'm getting a whole bunch of signals here. Okay, we're gonna start. I'm gonna clarify this Devil here. And I got a little bit more on this. Okay. Let me get a little bit more on this Devil. Okay, so the Devil is clarified by the Fool and the Queen of Wands. And so, yeah, if you've noticed, I feel like for some of you, I feel like that whatever this Devil thing is, if you really got something that's really got a grip on you here, and it's because here you are, Aries, Queen of Wands, this is one of your cards. If something is affecting you from moving on and tackling new things, I almost, you know what, Aries, that what I just said, but I also feel with this, just like maybe some of us might be afraid of starting something new. Maybe this is something where Yeah, like maybe this is like a confidence thing. Maybe it's like you got this idea, maybe something that you've been cooking up for a while, but it's just like we're not sure if this is going to bring us maybe the stability that we want or whatever that's looking like. But I really feel, especially with Ace of Cups popping up here, if we can just follow our hearts, you'll fill in the gaps, Aries, especially if we're concerned maybe with like finances or things like that. There's, you know, where I understand how money plays an important factor into things, that is not the driving force. If you really think about it, Aries, you could probably pick up some cash however you want. You know, like if we can find a balance with your dream, but I feel like let that be your motivator. Don't build your dream around what you need as far as like resources, money, things around that. Apply everything around that. Is that what I said? But I hope that you know what I mean with that. Like, you know, building around your dream as opposed to building your dream around circumstances and things like that. I feel like let's just go out and do it. And Queen of Wands, she's the type that she'll figure it out as she goes because she's creative and it's gonna fill up all her cups and it's gonna get her abundance. She knows that without a doubt. It may not have all the details, but don't worry about it, Aries. It's gonna come. It'll all come together. More. All right, let's see what else we got. Something, but we need ego boost, Aries. I don't know what that's about, but I'm with it because you are multifaceted, dimensional. Hold on, let me get some more cards. Okay, last one on this a little bit. Nice, absolutely. You got the Eon card here. And the Eon card, this is judgment. Things are coming to a close. Pluto energy. Change is happening. And the Eon card, the kind of change that Pluto's getting ready to bring, because, you know, Pluto's going to be, once he moves back into Aquarius, Pluto energy is intense because it's like it's removing all that dead weight that has been on us. You know, it's time this is closing the book on devil situations and starting to put those things behind us. And here's the thing with the devil, you know, when I'm thinking about that, where a situation you might have made progress, but the devil likes to do, his way of growing is very unorthodox because what he'll do sometimes is we'll throw little checks in you know, little checkpoints or little temptations on your journey, and it's not meant to keep you down. It's just like hey, I know we said we put this behind us, but are you good? Are we sure that this is no longer interfering with us? And then if not, it's just a reminder. And that's not meant to keep you down, but it's just like okay, oh, I see where this thing still has maybe effect on me in just a small area, you know, but it's really putting those things behind you that are no longer serving you a purpose, because those, like I was saying, those Pluto's going to be forming sextiles with your sign, and that's going to be easy opportunities, but it's got to be something that we have to take that initiative. And I'll tell you, Aries, just like I was talking about with how that moon transit that I just had, where sure, you know, trines and sextiles are very fortunate energies, but how that it's weird how Pluto does it. Pluto and the devil, you do kind of how they go about things is kind of similar. It's a blessing in disguise. So, whew, just something to think about there. I love that. Okay, let me get some tea, kind of come back, get balanced, get centered, and let's get your last card. I tell you, this is what your energy does, though, Aries. You get people fired up, and that's what we need. Let's see what else. All right, last card, Aries. Okay, how funny. All right, you got the fourth card of Capricorns here, which is the roadblock card. Capricorn. This card. This is a card of blocked change, barriers, challenges, time to regroup, stuck, paralyzed, obstacles, stalling, temporary setback, take a detour, not right now, one step forward and two steps back. And so Aries, that's, I mean, I think I might have covered that in that little tangent that I went on there, that little spiral that I was on. But if you do, not if, when you do find yourself with some challenge, because I feel like, let's just get in the mindset of that, Aries. There's going to be challenges. Like, life is where yes, it would be nice if we could just kind of breeze along, just go. And we can have fun along the way, Aries. That's not to say it's just all going to be grind and stuff, but it's anticipating that there's going to be some times where we're going to hit some barriers, we're going to hit some challenges, but that's a time for you to flex that creativity, to start thinking outside of the box. Like, how can we build off of this? Okay, but if we're not getting any more this way, let's pivot, like, how can we adapt to this stuff here? And if you've noticed that you've been going maybe one step forward, two steps back, that might be something where, let's say, for example, if this is like a project or something along those lines, maybe something you've been cooking up for a while, where I wouldn't say necessarily let's give up on the dream, but it may be time to maybe reevaluate, maybe broaden on that. Let's say if you started up maybe we're going around, started like a construction business, for example, or we want to start that up, and we're noticing maybe that business is kind of lacking. It's like, okay, how can we work with that? How can we get more clientele? Do we expand? Maybe instead of just building stuff, maybe we're doing hiring some painters as well, or, maybe we're branching out into like a different city. It's just like, instead of staying stuck in the thing and like doing that repetitive, because if we just keep going at roadblocks and we don't seem to get any kind of change, that's the quickest way to get to a hanged man situation, which is not anything to panic about. It's just asking, it's like, maybe it's time to take a detour, to try a different perspective, but let's get some tarot on this. I'm with it. All right, Aries, last little bit here. Interesting. Yep, roadblock all day. Nice. Okay, but this is cool, because you have the universe, the art card, and the 10 of Wands here. You know what? Let's switch back over here, Aries, because this is what I'm talking about. If you've been feeling like maybe frustrated with where things have been going, or maybe you've noticed that there's been some roadblocks and stuff, again, let's pause for a second and let's see how we can come up with a new game plan to get out of this thing, get creative so that we don't stay stuck in a cycle, so that we can move on. Because look at that. You got the last card of the last stop on the major arcana train, the World, and then we're going to go right back to the Fool again. So, Aries, there's going to be, while we're going through this stuff, through this journey, there are going to be times where you're going to feel challenged, where we may need to push a little bit. But it's not meant to make you feel like you can't overcome this stuff, or it's not meant to restrict you. This is Saturn and Sagittarius. It's asking us, wow. You see how things are syncing up here? Saturn, Sagittarius. This is the time here, Aries, for expansion, for growth. You are really, this energy here, you're about to, I don't know what you're doing, but do it, and do it with confidence. Really trust, especially if it's if you know it's going to fill up all your cups, Aries, and get you to that highest vibration of yourself. Absolutely, because this is a great, I'm with it. You are getting ready to, go through some really incredible growth here, and I'm really excited to see how that's looking. So it may not be right now, just even though I was just looking at that not right now. I know, because sometimes when we hear stuff like that, or, we've been feeling this energy, it's just like, well, when? It's all divine time. Listen, I get it. It's all divine timing. It's all going to make sense in the end. It's just, you keep doing what you're doing, keep focusing on your growth, and let higher self do some of that cooking behind the scenes, because it's higher self sees you, because you're whatever it is. They see your work. And the Two of Cups, That to me is another card, you know, outside of the lovers. You know, this is a really strong connector with higher self. So really tune into these to yourself, Aries. Meditate, get out in nature, you know, move the body, whatever that's looking like for you to get in the Zen place, and pay attention to your ideas, anything that inspires you, anything along those lines. Write them down, even if it doesn't make sense for your skill set. Because how I was talking about with collaboration, it could be something where maybe you meet someone down the line, you get to talking about some things, and then you're just like, oh, I was actually, I had an idea about this thing. How do you feel about that? And then look at that. Who knows where that may take you, Aries? So I like that. I think I'm gonna leave that there. That was sick. That was invigorating. I like that. And I hope you're feeling like the passion has been lit again too, Aries, if we've been feeling kind of down. So give it a thumbs up if anything resonated with you, and share this. I want emperors all over the place. Because it's nice. You know, we're working on ourselves right now with the Empress. You know, we're getting our security, we're getting our foundation, we're cooking up some stuff. But get ready, Aries, because you're going to get ready to get into action here in a minute. I'm with it, girl. Tell them. and then subscribe, hit that bell button. Tell all these Emperors to subscribe. Hit that bell button, get notified when I release videos each week. And then, you know, maybe something to do while you're cooking up some stuff. Maybe do some meditating. I'm on this meditation app, Insight Timer, and I started a group on there called Zodiac's Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to post like positive affirmations, encouraging messages, things along those lines. You know, definitely as the group grows, I want to do some stuff with like, you know, maybe, you know, self-care with the Empress, or overcoming healing with the Devil, or, you know, overcoming stuff, you know, let's jumping in, going in the deep end with the Fool. I don't know, we're still cooking up some stuff here, Aries, but yeah, definitely check that out. And then, what else? Oh, if you have any Cancer in your placement, I don't think you got any Cancer's cards here other than Two of Cups. But if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to my other channel, The Chariot Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. All right. Ooh. All right, Aries. So you got the Eight of Cups here. And with that Eight of Cups, you know, this is in this deck, this is a card, one of the things, this is a card of indolence. And we want to be careful about sitting on this type of energy. You know, if you've not been feeling motivated or haven't been feeling passionate, then I feel like let's or maybe even feel like life has been kind of boring, then let's spice it up, Aries. Let's do something about it. I feel like opportunity's pretty much waiting for you to start a knocking. So just something to think about there. But also the Eight of Cups, Saturn in Pisces. Saturn is in Pisces right now, and that's a lot of spiritual stuff that we're asking ourselves, Aries. But alongside of that, it's just like what things do we need to let go to what devil things, or Eight of Swords, Three of Swords. What things do we need to let go or do we need to heal from in order to get to that next step to start filling up these other cups? Ace of Cups here. But let's see what your other card is. Absolutely, Aries, you got the Death card in reverse here. And so try not to resist the change, because we're getting into an interesting time, and where the energies are at, the growth is going to be incredible, Aries, but it's got to be one of those things we got to pay attention again to what's holding us down, what might be preventing this growth. And then listen, I know some of this stuff may feel a little intense. It might feel like a lot right now, a lot of pressure in things, but it's going to, once we've evolved into that thing, you're going to grow into this mighty tree. It's just going to be, the old you is going to be done, because we got new stuff that we're doing. Empress, we're manifesting greatness. So I'm with it. I'm leaving that there, as I like that. So you stay safe out there, thinking about all this stuff here, contemplating what your next move is. And listen, take your, don't feel like you have to rush this thing. It's all going to make sense. You're exactly where you need to be at on your journey. And it's just to trust that higher self is guiding you. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.